to the Penguin panel tour with Meg Wolitzer, Condie, and Jandy Nelson. I'm moderating the panel and I'm real nervous, but I'm very excited. This is my friend Hallie. She drives because I hate driving. But yes, so we will be filming it hopefully if everything goes smoothly. So I will see you when it happens. Hi everyone, it's me again. These are empty seats because I'm here. Here's my friend. We're excited, but
I notice I always do this in your videos. Like, hi, goodbye.
Thing you should know about me, I'm a real nervous person.
Real nervous.
Real nervous. I don't know if you guys do this, but is there someone coming? There's someone coming. When I talk in front of people, my voice shakes and I can't help it. So let's hope that that doesn't happen. Do you hear me? God.
I'll create a diversion.
Yeah, maybe I should just talk like this. Maybe a low tenor will control the voice.
Wait. You have to tune into your inner earmuffs, girl. Just like, whatever.
The girl from Scream Queens.
Yeah, so my dad's Charles Manson and like, whatever.
Like my boyfriend wants to cut off my ears. That's why I wear these earmuffs.
It's whatever.
Bye guys, see you if I don't die. That was a little rough. So, hi guys, I'm Grace. I do YouTube. It's called Grace with a Book in Her Face, and I just do a bunch of book reviews, just anything books, because books are awesome. And I have a couple individual questions to ask them, and then if we have time, some fun questions at the end.
So, this book, Beljar, which some people pronounce Belzar, which is fine, but I'll answer to anything. I'll answer to Madame Bovary, is about a girl named Jam who was just mentioned by Grace, who has tragically lost her boyfriend, and she's sent to a boarding school for emotionally fragile, highly intelligent teenagers, and I would have killed to go to that school. And when she's there, she's put into a special class that reads Sylvia Plath, hence the title is a little pun on the bell jar, and they write in journals. And when each of these kids writes in a journal, they're reunited with the thing that they've lost. And in her case, that's her boyfriend who reappears for her. So it's about this sort of fantastical world that they give a code name to and they call Beljar. But for me, it's sort of metaphorical, really, about the idea of not accepting what's happened.
This one is, there's mention of the book Charlotte's Web as being one of Jam's favorite novels growing up. Was there a connection between that and the name of the boarding school, the Wooden Barn?
Oh my goodness, I'm sure you're right, Dr. Freud. Yes, I did not even think of that. That's so smart. That's like a teacher would be like, come see me. Have you thought about taking a vet's basement, you know? Boy, I don't even know who I am anymore. Yes, I guess so, because I do refer to Charlotte's Web, which was a book I loved so much. It was the first book I cried at. The idea of, you know, the death of a spider is, of course, you're crying for yourself when you're 7 years old and reading that book. You realize your own mortality. And my mother's a writer, and she loved passing on literature to me when I was a little girl. And it was just about life and death and everything. I mean, it was just this book of incredible wisdom. That line, you're born, you live a little. What's life? What's a life anyway? You're born, you live a little, you die. It's just filled with great things, so I'm sure I let some of it seep into the Beljar.
This is the novel Atlantia, and it's another dystopia novel, which means it's set in the future where things have gone wrong, but it's not connected to the matched world in any way, and it's a standalone novel with new characters, so it's all in one book, which is really nice to write after you've done the series. The story is a sister's book. I based it loosely on The Little Mermaid, even though they're not mermaids. They built an underwater city, which is again set in the future, but as a reaction to all the pollution that's kind of taking place on Earth. And so I learned through my research that we're actually a lot closer to being able to move some people underwater than we are to send them into space and have them be very safe for very long. And so there's a caste system where the kind of poor people have to stay above and breathe in this awful air and send supplies down to the people in the underwater city. They've constructed a religion to make this seem okay, but the people are not happy. And so there's this feeling of it's only a matter of time before the city crumbles or something happens to them. So she's dealing with that, and also her sister, the main character's name is Rio, and her twin sister is named Bay. And Bay makes this choice that separates them irrevocably. And Rio doesn't understand why this would happen, why her sister would make this choice. And she spends most of the book trying to get back her sister that she loves, trying to solve the mystery of why she would leave. Her mother was also the leader of Atlantia, which is the name of the city, and she was murdered before the book begins. And so it starts to become apparent that that's connected to what happened today. She's trying to piece together all of it, and then she falls in love along the way. So that's just a quick summary of the story.
Okay, so my next question is Mare, Faye, and Rio's aunt. She was my favorite character just because I didn't know her intentions. Like, was she good? Was she bad? What was your favorite part about writing her character?
These are such fun questions. Like, no one's asked that about her. No one's asked about her at all, and she was my favorite to write. Well, I liked writing Rio a lot too, but Mare I really enjoyed because I didn't know either until the end. When I wrote the last scene, I didn't know which side she would fall on, because she was a really interesting character to write because she's absolutely self-interested, and you don't know if that's ever going to change. And so sometimes she does things that are wonderful, but sometimes she does things that are terrible. The only common denominator is that she always tries to save her own skin. So she's sort of like the sea witch in The Little Mermaid was the inspiration for her. In the Little Mermaid fairy tale, not the Disney version. Don't picture Ursula. Mare is actually quite beautiful. And so I used that a lot, and she was so fun to write just because of the unpredictability. And I think every writer needs a little bit of that, a little bit of, she just walked on stage, you know. I don't know what's going to happen, yeah.
Hi, everybody. First, I wanted to say how happy I am to be in San Diego. I went to high school here, and there's like a La Jolla Country Day contingent over there, so it's really nice to see everybody. And my mother is here. It's also very nice to see my mother. And in a lot of these events that we've been doing, people have asked me about the superstitiousness in the novel. And so I think if that happens tonight, I'm just going to, you can answer it. I've written 2 books. My first book was called The Sky Is Everywhere. It's still called The Sky Is Everywhere. My new book is called I'll Give You the Sun, and it's about twins, Noah and Jude, and they've always been just inseparable, just fiercely close. And then tragedy strikes, and they're ripped apart. And the story's told in dueling point of views, from Noah's when they're 13 and Jude's when they're 16. And I very much think of the book as a tapestry of all these interweaving love stories, really passionate first love stories, both gay and straight, and then family stories, mothers, daughters, fathers, son, the living and the dead in a family, there's a ghost. And then also all the characters have kind of a love-hate relationship with art itself. I feel like art was another character in the book. But ultimately, I think it's really the love story, the ultimate love story of the book is between the twins themselves.
This question is, Jude says that the worst thing that could have ever happened to Noah was he got all his buttons, meaning he's normal. What made you choose buttons as kind of this metaphor for normalcy?
I feel stumped. I think, well, that again came from the grandmother who was, she sewed dresses.
Yeah.
So I think the metaphor just came from her way of thinking and her life, and so it just came out of, it was her vernacular from what she did.
Okay, so my first one is if you can go to breakfast with one fictional character, who would it be?
Gilbert Blythe from Anne of Green Gables, the boy.
I think maybe Holden Caulfield. Although I don't know if he'd show up or he'd like storm out or something.
I feel really bad for myself because I pick Heathcliff. and he's like bound to be such a brooding pain in the butt, right?